So my name is Nicole Nicodemas. I have been an educator in the Los Angeles area for about 19 years now. I started off in the teaching profession very reluctantly. It was just a way to make money because I wanted to be an actress. And so it seemed that being a substitute teacher was a really good way to make money in between auditions. And I did that for a couple of years. And I had an opportunity to perform in different schools, and I was doing Shakespeare in the schools and then doing communication workshops, and then I was offered an opportunity to take some kids to a film festival. And they were kids from the inner city, and there was a lot of money, a grant that allowed us to get vans to take these kids out to Colorado, to the Telluride Film Festival for a week and spend with filmmakers. As an aspiring actress, I was like, I'll take them. And I did, and after that, I signed a full-time contract to become a teacher at that school with the premise that I would get to create a drama program at Thomas Jefferson High School, which at the time was one of the lowest performing high schools in the Los Angeles area. I was full of optimism and very naive. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and I was completely fearless. I knew that theater was a way to open up communication and get these kids kind of telling their story. And I think that that's what I've continued to sort of do. I was given the opportunity after several years to start my own school, in which it was based around film and theater and giving kids voice and choice and making it project-based. And I had to become an administrator. So the challenges of going from teaching to administration were very large, to say the least. But through all of it, how to approach kids or teaching kids hasn't really changed. I've always had really high expectations for what I wanted them to achieve, and I wouldn't let them use excuses for that. I currently teach at Soledad Enrichment Action Charter High School, which serves kids that have been expelled and suspended and are not attending school in the Los Angeles County. It's basically the students that have not been able to function in a traditional classroom. It's those kids you've sent out of the classroom repeatedly, to the dean's office, and now I have a whole school of them. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I couldn't imagine being in a traditional classroom and having students that would just sit and listen attentively. These are the students that question everything, and they have so much angst with them. And so the big thing that I do is, and the first thing I do as the administrator of the school, I meet with them for about a couple hours, them and their parents or their parole officer or social worker, whichever is the case. Hopefully there is an adult. Sometimes I just meet with the kid because there is no adult support in that child's life, and they've not been in school for a couple years, and they wind up on my doorstep. And I sit back and I say, what's your story? How'd you get here? What do you like about school? What do you don't like about school? What have you been good at? What are you not good at? And I really listen to their responses. And it starts to build a foundation of how I can really educate them, how I can figure out a way that's going to, a plan to work for them. How do I build a team? What kind of team do they need? What is this kid going to need to be successful? How am I going to help them go from having a fixed mindset to a growth mindset where failure is not an option anymore? So a lot of the kids say, well, what happens if I do X, Y, and Z? Already trying to test me. If if I tag on your bathroom, are you going to kick me out? And I always tell a kid, I said, there's not much you can do to get kicked out. This is it. This is your last stop. And I'm going to, after now our having this conversation, and if you make the commitment to starting at my school, then now you have me for life. So you're not going to shake me. You can't get rid of me. It's more, what are we going to do when you tag? I don't know. First, you're going to clean it. And then after that, we'll have a discussion. We'll talk about it. But I don't have a list of, if you do this, then this happens, because this is it. We are making a commitment to have a relationship together. We are making a commitment to do this. What is that going to take, and what is that going to look like, and what do you want your goals to be? And I think if I had to give any sort of advice, it's, never give up on a kid, even the ones that will challenge you and throw things right back at you and just be really kind of vile. I can't even say it. Those are the ones that, 20 years later come back and tell you that you made a difference because you didn't give up on them. And I think that that's the key, is like, don't give up on yourself, don't give up on the kids, find ways to make it work, find ways to find solutions, because there always has to be another way, a bigger way, better way. There's always a solution.